Karen Calloway. There exists a classic hero's journey, a sort of template fiction writers use that involves a hero who goes on an adventure, learns a lesson, wins a victory with that newfound knowledge, and then returns home transformed. What I've learned is that we also have a career hero's journey. I'm interviewing people who I think have had extraordinary careers to learn about when they launched their career, what obstacles they faced, and their lessons learned. And to celebrate the launch of my new book, A Seaside Story About Friendship, Adventure, and the Deepest Mysteries of the Sea, I'm interviewing people who have built a career on or near the ocean, or in this case, in Brigus, where my book takes place. Today, I'm interviewing Randy Spracklin. Hi, Randy.
Hi, how are you?
Randy is the owner of Newfoundland Construction and the host of the very popular HGTV show Rock Solid Builds, which my cousin Crystal is the director of, and that's how I landed this interview. So thank you, Crystal. HGTV says that Rock Solid Builds is a show that seems to have it all: incredible renovations, stunning builds, breathtaking views, and a whole lot of unpredictable weather. Its charming host, Randy Spracklin, and his fun-loving crew make Rock Solid Builds such a success, and it really is. So, Randy, there's an interesting story about how you even landed this role as host, because your background is construction, a third generation. Tell us the story of how you discovered you were going to be invited to the show.
Yeah, basically, HGTV Canada was looking for a East Coast show. There was neither show this side of Toronto, so we got an email from our production company, Cineflex, and they were kind of just looking for someone to be part of the show. And I got it in my junk mail, actually. So I checked my junk mail, thought it was a scam, and then I decided to email them back. And through the jigs and the reels, we ended up getting the first season. We were number one show on the first season when it aired, and then we actually got a nominated second season for a Real Screen Award. So
Wow.
it's been an amazing journey. Yeah.
So what compelled you to do the show? Because tell us a little bit, like before you did the show, you were working with your dad, followed in construction, I imagine. So this would have been a completely different path.
Definitely a different path. But the beauty thing about it is the show is kind of like a documentary style where they're just really following the puck, really following us. So the journey, what we do, we definitely build here different on the island. We are one big rock in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. We are battling the climates, the weather, the shipping delays. So it sounded like a real interesting thing to be a part of, and really they're just following us, so we're not doing anything different. We're not acting different, and we're not even acting. So yeah, no, it was great to be a part of.
I think that's what's amazing, because you watch it, it is very natural, kind of organic, but you're very good as a host. And so that would be a different skill set, although I know you're used to dealing with customers. But how have you had to maybe evolve a bit, or what have you learned from doing the show?
Um, from the show, just the outreach that people are watching all around the world. We're after having people at our shop now from Australia, down the States, everywhere, all
Wow.
across Canada. So it's amazing the outreach, and yeah, it's still surreal to know that everybody's kind of watching us do our thing. What I learned from it basically, it's just how many people actually tune in and watch the show.
I know what Crystal says is she likes that it's kind of always a surprise. It's not like a cookie cutter show. You're not sure what's going to happen each day. So that you seem to do that really well and navigate all the obstacles. And so what's been some of the bigger challenges that you've had to face with the show?
Probably the biggest challenges is just you know, well, they are kind of just following us, so it's kind of hand in hand. The show though got an end day, and they got to air, say next year. So we got to have all of our projects done, which you probably seen in the past little while that shortage on supplies.
Yeah.
We're dealing with the weather, so some of that stuff definitely we got to think even more 10 steps ahead to have all the product here. Looking at it, not looking forward, because at the end of the day, even though some homeowners don't mind you missing the deadline for a month, we still got to air the show, and the show may go on.
So watching, obviously, for our viewers, we have highlights. What's maybe a favorite show that you've had that you've done?
They all are pretty up there. Probably Allie's Playhouse
Make a Wish. Yeah.
to Make a Wish, because we all have kids, so that kind of hit home. And then probably, like Petty Harbor, that was an amazing build that we pretty much took down to bare bones, and then, building a house for my mom. So it's so many of them, right? It's hard to really pick one, but I
Yeah, no, it's
probably,
special.
if it was Allie's Playhouse, would be the one that we picked. Yeah.
So I just interviewed Jill Curran of the Fairland Lighthouse, and I know that's one of your projects coming up. That will be an interesting challenge. What else you have come? I know you've done a renovation of your Academy Hall, so tell us a bit about that.
Yes, yeah, we are renovating Jill's lighthouse in Fairyland, and yes, I just took on the Academy Hall, which that used to be back in the day was a school, was a church. Recently, back in the early 90s, it turned into just a hall for the church, and then it kind of went in disrepair where they couldn't use the building. So I've been tying in my head for many years of doing a coffee shop, and anyway, this kind of another opportunity came alight, and I decided to turn it into a event space, welcome center, and a cafe on the other side of it. So that's what we're renovating right now.
And then you'll be running a coffee shop.
We'll be running the coffee shop event space. It's kind of had a little bit of interest to it anyway. Back 7 years ago, we had a retail store where we used to be selling all kinds of, arts and stuff, painting, because I paint myself. So we're not really new to the tourism in the store. So this is kind of something that we did years ago, and now we want to get back into it again.
That's nice. Hopefully I'll see it when I'm over in a week.
Yes, yeah.
My book, yes.
No coffee yet, though.
Just look in the windows. Well, thank you so much, Randy, for taking the time. This has really been great to get to know you a bit better. And I'm sure we're all waiting for the next show and season.
Yes, which will come on in 2024. No date yet. So when we get it, we'll definitely tell everyone. Stay tuned.
Thank you.